Hey, what's up, everyone? OzUncut.com. That's the website, of course, in case you hadn't realized by now. It's Wednesday, just another day. Well, not really. I mean, sad news overnight about what happened in New York. Another terrorist attack, of course, over there. 8 innocents, I believe it's 8 anyway, so far have been confirmed dead in that incident. You know, I'm not going to give it much time because I believe that giving these assholes who perpetrate these cowardly crimes any airtime whatsoever is exactly what they want, and I won't condone it. So fuck them. I am not going to talk about that stuff. But of course, thoughts with the victims and their families. Now, Donald Trump's still an asshole. It's got nothing to do with this vlog rant, but I just wanted to say it anyway because I can't stand the guy. Reading Donald Trump's tweets every day is burning a hole in my stomach. So I think I'm going to have to unfollow him because he's such an egotistical maniac that I just can't take watching that ginger buffoon anymore. So anyway, getting to the point of this particular vlog. And some sad news for me, at least, and worrying news, was the fact that Kevin Spacey, one of my all-time heroes from the acting world, was, well, let's just say, accused this week of forcing himself on a 14-year-old boy sometime in the 80s. Also, Kevin Spacey came out as a gay man this week, which didn't surprise me, and hopefully didn't surprise many of you. I was pretty sure of the fact for several years, but that didn't bother me in the slightest, of course. But this kind of behavior of him forcing himself on kids, yeah, that's a bit of a game changer for me, man. I can't condone that kind of thing, obviously. Now, the story came out, I was reading a little bit about this incident, and apparently what the actor was saying, and I have his name here somewhere. I forgot it off the top of my head, but I can give it to you in just a second. His name was, where is the story? Bear with me. I might have closed it, which would really suck. His name was... his name was something Rudd, I think. Sorry about this, just bear with me. Anthony Rapp, there you go. Anthony Rapp was 14 years old at the time. He had met Kevin Spacey through some contacts or whatever, and Kevin Spacey had invited him to stay a weekend at his place in New York, which was already weird for a 14-year-old boy. But anyway, he took this boy around New York, and at the end of the day, he started making advances towards Anthony Rapp, and Anthony Rapp wasn't having any of it. So Kevin Spacey wanted him to sleep in the same bed as a 14-year-old boy. Thankfully, the boy did not do that and went to sleep on the couch. When he woke up in the morning, he found Kevin Spacey in his underwear on the couch next to him, hugging him with his head on his chest. My God, that is the creepiest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. And if I could see Kevin Spacey right now, I would backhand him like the sad individual that he is. It's shocking, absolutely shocking. And now obviously there are more stories coming out with regards to things that Kevin Spacey has done over the years. Another example that I read today was that he was doing theatre in London back in the early 2000s. And after every performance, they would go to this bar and celebrate the performance, etc., etc. Apparently, Kevin Spacey was renowned for being a serious crotch grabber. That's right, he would force himself on other men, going around grabbing cock and having a good time. Made lots of people feel uncomfortable, but of course, Kevin Spacey is Kevin Spacey, so a lot of them didn't do anything at the time because Kevin Spacey was a powerful and is a powerful man in the industry. Maybe was, because after this, I think he's pretty screwed, to be quite honest. So, very, 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 very sad thing to hear from me, because I was such a big fan of Kevin Spacey, going back to The Usual Suspects. And then, of course, American Beauty, he was excellent. And then moving on to so many other things in his career. And, of course, most recently, House of Cards, which has been cancelled. Apparently, for a couple of reasons. Number one, there was some problems going on behind the scenes. And number two, of course, this news, they've really decided that it's no longer worth continuing. So really, really, really shitty news about Kevin Spacey. But this is where my issue comes in, because this is a growing trend. We've seen several high-profile examples of this kind of behavior coming out into the public eye in the past couple of years. We go back just a few weeks with Miramax head guy Harvey Weinstein, who apparently, allegedly, whatever you want to call it, has been forcing himself on women for God knows 30 odd, 40 odd years, which is sad, disgusting behavior, especially seeing that he's a rich, fat, ugly dude who's been forcing lovely young ladies to apparently, allegedly, watch him shower while he takes care of some business. I shit you not, those are the stories that are coming out. And then, of course, we can go back even further to Bill Cosby, who was another hero of mine, who apparently was drugging his victims, then sexually assaulting them, and then leaving them alone. What the fuck? Unbelievable. Donald Trump is another example. I've seen videos of him hitting on women left, right, and center. Now, my question is this. What is it with these people of power? You get this sort of sequence of money equals power equals sexual assault. I'm not joking. I guarantee you we're going to see a bucket load more examples of this coming out of the woodwork, not just with these three clowns, but with other equal assholes who have probably been doing this for the last 30, 40 years as well. Despicable behavior, it cannot be allowed. Why is my question? I've been trying to get to the bottom of why these guys do it. I've been thinking about it and trying to understand, why would a man in that situation do that? I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I haven't really come up with any serious answers. If I look back to cavemen thousands of years ago who used to club their future wife over the head, drag them into the cave, and hey presto, wife for life. That was a bit weird. Is it man's instinct, the natural deep down instinct to do this? I'm not saying it condones anything, just for the record, in case any of you very sensitive people, and we know there's a shitload of you out there, in case any of you try to jump on this, I'm not saying that it's right, but is there some primal instinct that is deep down within a dude, because you don't predominantly see this sort of behavior in female people, so it's just guys. Well, maybe occasionally you'd see it, but it's very, very rare at least. Is it a thing going back thousands of years in our genetic footprint, for example? Or is it just the fact that a guy who's been successful, who's made a lot of money, who is in a position of power, has a massive, huge ego and thinks he can do what he wants? This is my question. This is my question. Personally, I think these people should be strapped up, tortured, hung, deleted from our universe. I think the culling should begin, and anyone who does this kind of thing or acts in this kind of way should be high on the list to go next, because we just can't have these douche canoes in our world, can we? This is the problem with the world we have today. It's just unbelievable. Too many assholes all over the place. I vlogged just last week about how many asshole drivers there are on the roads in our country, Malta, of course. It's phenomenal. Since I actually posted that, I've seen another 50 at least examples of dickheads on our roads. It's just amazing. But getting back to these guys, does anybody have an answer? I mean, and what's going to come out in the future? I can't understand this behavior. Myself personally, I don't have money. I have probably a little celebrity in some very minor way for our very small environment. But at no point, even if I did have money and even if I was the biggest celebrity in the world, at no point would I ever force myself sexually on another human being. I can't understand how anybody Anybody can do that. I cannot understand that. There's no part of me that can understand somebody doing that type of behavior. I've got no clue. I've got no answer for it, to be quite honest. The sad part is they probably would need to force themselves on people if they're open and honest about the way they are. I mean, these high-powered celebrity types probably, I would imagine, have all sorts of people thrusting themselves upon them left, right, and center. So why in that scenario would you feel the need to force yourself upon another person when you probably got a smorgasbord or buffet of whatever, penis, vagina, whatever floats your boat, being thrown at you left, right, and center? I don't get it. I'm tired of assholes. Honestly, I'm so tired of assholes in our world. Can we really start some kind of program to segregate assholes from the rest of us? Don't we think this would be a good idea? Maybe we should, I don't know, take over a continent and just put all the assholes there and like build walls. We'll never let any planes leave or boats leave that continent. Just put all the assholes on that continent and let them do whatever the fuck they want to each other. I think that would be great. And the rest of us can live in the civilized world. Maybe get some of the people who are currently really, really good charactered but suffering from poverty or political regime or terroristic states. Maybe we can get some of those nice people into our society to live with the rest of us nice people and just keep all the assholes in one place. That would be my suggestion. I really want you to get involved in this discussion, people. If you look on the page below here on this blog, there's a discussion forum, and I really want to hear from you. What do you think? Why do men do this? Why do men in power do this? What's the reason? I can't figure it out. Maybe you've got an answer for me. They piss me off. I fucking hate them, but I can't figure out why the hell they do this. If you think you have an answer, I'd be willing to hear from you, and I'd like to get a discussion going on this because I think it's real interesting, real interesting. In terms of my segregation idea, if you have a discussion on that or a point on that, I'd love to hear from it as well. And if you have a real serious suggestion, maybe we can start a referendum or a poll or something and get something happening. Yeah, like that will ever happen, but I'm sure, like myself, a lot of you out there are just fed up of assholes. That's me off for today. Thanks for listening, people. Again, I'd really like to get a discussion going. And of course, any comments you may have on OzUncut in general, on some of the sports stuff that we do, if you have any suggestions on topics, this is a good thing. You know, I'm pretty honest about everything that I see in life. So if there's a topic that's maybe important to you that you feel I should give my 2 cents worth on, I think I'd be more than happy to do it. Have yourselves a great Wednesday evening. This is Oz signing out. Take care, but not you assholes.